Good afternoon. Hi. We're going to get this Ohio. Such a great day. Well, the weather could have been a little more chamber-like, but I ordered it up. It just didn't so happen. So if you want to move in closer, that would be great. Come on up here, John. And you'll acknowledge John. Okay, great. So I want to welcome you here today for the big opening of the Little Free Library here on Woolbrant Way. And this is Gaby Edwards, and she is the chair of the Friends of the Library Board of Directors. So she is going to say a few words, and then we're going to bring up some local celebrities to give them some certificates and goodies, and then we are going to cut the ribbon. So I'm going to turn it over right now to Gaby Edwards.
Welcome, everybody. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy First Friday. When you volunteer for anything in this town, you learn what an amazing community it is. And what I've learned is that it takes a whole community to support a library. So there are many people to thank, starting with Joyce and the Chamber. We joined the Chamber this year because we wanted to reach out more widely to our community, and we can't believe what support we have gotten. I'm pretending this is a microphone. It doesn't help at all, I suppose, does it?
Recording to the camera, and we'll put it online.
All right.
All
right.
Just so you know.
So many thanks to the Chamber, and many of you, I think, belong to the Chamber, and we welcome you to our library community. Also to the City Council and Mayor Fred Shaw and Dave Derflinger have been so supportive of our library, always, but especially so in recent years, so we thank them. Supervisor Doss Williams has loved libraries since he was a little boy. We all know this because he's in a film that Larry Nimmer made about the library. Where are you, Doss? I just saw you, right here. And now he is the chair of the County Library Advisory Committee, which I belong to, and we are so pleased to have him because he is such a champion of libraries. We have this year, because it's a celebratory year for us, it's our 50th anniversary. We had a big raffle in the fall, and Albertsons and Trader Joe's and Smart & Final, gave big gift certificates for groceries. We made $8,000 on a raffle for new computers for the library, so thanks to them. The business community, we've reached out to the business community and asked for equipment and materials for the library and gotten a nice response. And then, of course, if you are a volunteer for our library, if you're on our wonderful, hardworking board, or you work at the bookstore, we have something like 75 volunteers who work at the bookstore. We have local heroes, April and Susan, who manage, they manage that bookstore for free. I mean, it's just remarkable. And the bookstore, of course, contributes hugely. Oh, yeah. Hands for all these folks. So this is our 50th anniversary. We are, obviously, our mission is to support the library as it serves the needs of our community. And while the community supports the library also creates community. And for the last 20 years, as you know, the champion of our community, our library, has been Tara O'Reilly, who just retired. The sad news is that Tara has retired, but what she has made of the library, libraries are changing in their roles all over the country, and Tara's really been in the vanguard of that, reaching out to our Hispanic community, creating a Spanish collection. She's bilingual. We have a homework program. We have a lovely family arts thing on weekends for children. Just many new ways of reaching out does our library. So it's a busy place. One of the things that Tara really has always believed in is access to knowledge and culture through computers. As you may know, many folks in our town do not have access to computers and the internet, and that's a vital role now that the library plays, and that's an expensive role that it plays, so they certainly need our support. We had a wonderful celebration for Tara. This is our year of celebrations. Tonight we are celebrating the Little Free Library. We have 2 more great events coming up that I want to tell you about before we focus on the Little Library. On May 17th is our annual meeting, which we have every year. Everybody is welcome. Everybody recognizes this book, Island of the Blue Dolphins. The woman who is the lead expert on the lone woman of San Nicolas Island is going to be our speaker on May 17th. She has generously agreed to do a program for the children in the afternoon at 3:30, so bring your children and grandchildren over at the church hall, and then she's going to speak to our meeting that evening. And she's just a lovely person, full of fascinating stories about the lone woman and doing that kind of research. And by the way, this book will be over in the free library if anybody wants to take it home. We also, in September, on the 17th, are going to have an ice cream social to honor everyone who's ever been a part of the library, a friend of the library, and there's so many people, hundreds of people in this community who have done so. So we'll be celebrating them. The Little Free Library, I want to give credit to Chris McGuire. It was really her idea. We had seen some around town. Some of us have seen some. If you've been up in the Bay Area, you see them in some of the suburbs. And really, they are about access, about their free libraries, just as our library is free. And really, it's just about community. Leave a book, take a book. There are children's books, there are adult books. We are dedicating this one to honor, this is the spot where our original library was. So we are honoring our 50th. We're honoring more than 100 years that our library has existed in our town. Thanks to Brad Smith. Where's Brad? Brad got all the permits and painted our library to match the color of the sign that commemorates where the library was. And then John Willebrand, where are you? We asked John to decorate this one, which we are raffling off at the meeting on May 17th. And the raffle tickets are being sold starting today. And it means that, if you win it, you put it maybe on your front lawn or in a park nearby if you choose. And we hope to, interest people in doing more of these kinds of things around town. There are already 4 in town. And actually, Carpinteria magazine is about to do an article on them, so you'll read more about them. So anyway, welcome everybody. Thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting the library, and have a wonderful day.
Stay right here. I'll take this faux microphone so that Larry Nimmer can get this all on tape. That's why we're speaking into this. It feels a little odd.
You can also just clip it on.
Oh, that's okay. We're going to be transferring it around. But first off, I would like to bring up our not chairman of the board, but one of our highly esteemed board members, Leo Fortunato from Rabobank, and he has a few things for you. Come right over here.
Okay. So thank you. So we wanted to present a nice swag bag to start with local chamber things. And then we want to donate this book, which is a local author and artist, to the free library. Yeah, thank you for everything you do. And again, recognition for everything that you all do for this community. We wanted to give you this plaque to commemorate.
Thank you.
Very nice.
And cheers for all the friends of the library. You can't be for like $20, It's not an exclusive organization.
Next up, I have the first district supervisor, Das Williams, who is dying to get that microphone.
Can I
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Okay.
And he has a few words and a certificate of appreciation as well.
So I'm going to follow up on what Gaby just said, because this is a great celebration, but we should also be talking about how we make sure that we can continue to celebrate the library into the future. This has been a very challenging year for looking at the funding and the ongoing funding for Carpinteria Library and all South Coast libraries. Tough budget year for the county. So proposed in the cuts were cuts to the Carpinteria Library. Tough budget for the city of Santa Barbara. So included in the budget was an increase in administrative fee to the library. So a lot of challenges for us. And I want to say the answer to those challenges is stepping up, right? We've made some some moves that it makes likely that the county's commitment will stay constant or even increase, which is good. But we also need to be asking the city to maintain or increase their participation, because part of this has been how do we all pull together. And then, of course, the thing that facilitates that on the most basic level, we don't get enough money from the city and the county combined if we don't get those donations into the Friends. So if you are not a friend yet, you should really consider it. If you are a friend, you can do more than $20, because really, I got to tell you, in this modern day and age, the way that we're able to maintain government funding is because there's this baseline item in that funding where the Friends step up and give as much as one of the other governments would half the time. So I just want to thank you. I want to thank the Friends for recruiting me back in December to start fighting on these issues, and for maintaining this idea of us all pulling together, because that's really what's gotten us through a tough year thus far and will get us through in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks, Larry.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Next up, we have our highly Fred Shaw, and he has a few words of wisdom to say as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Larry. I'm going to take a second to loosely paraphrase one of our favorite presidents. 57 years ago, we opened in California the very first library right on this spot, which is really an incredible accomplishment for a small town like Carpinteria. On behalf of the city, I'd like to give this mayoral recognition to the Friends of the Library, and for this whole idea of this kind of personal little free library walking around town, especially for our visitors and our locals, to put a book in and take a book out and just keep people reading. That's so important to the whole idea of being citizens in our community, and I really appreciate it. Gaby, congratulations to you and the board.
We also have with us today Samantha Omana from Assemblymember Monique Lamone's office. Come on up, Samantha.
I'm going to go this way. Hi. So the Assembly member sends her congratulations on the free little library and her thanks for keeping reading accessible and fun. Thank you so much. Here you go.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, no problem.
So now, since we can't all get around the box over there, we're going to do the first ribbon cutting right here. So if you want to line up, I'll get the ribbon and then we'll cut it. And then maybe the elected officials could go over for a smaller group photo over by the new library. I also just want to give a really big shout out to John Wolbrandt, yay, who's painted this for all the sharing on social media so that all of you could come out here today. So we were hopeful to get the word out on social media as well as the hard press. And also want to thank our chair-elect Caroline Ellercon over here with our strong also our chamber ambassador chairwoman Deb Stevens-Kuhn. So thank you all for coming out, and let's just go ahead and line up here for now, okay? And we'll cut that ribbon.